Welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Yesterday's thumbnail was very nice as just a basic, what were we talking about in the video, right? This was a blatant way to really give you like, hey, exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video, kind of price action versus technicals. These were two ways that the technicals were kind of calling, hey, the Qs could drop down a little bit lower, but if price action takes over, we get those reasons for upside. These were two ways that the bulls could really take back control. Now, as we look at today, we see that upward move, and we're kind of coming down this area. The 30-minute was able to go positive. So very nice that price action is now telling us that, hey, we have made that new high, and maybe we need to carve out that higher low in order to say that we can get up to that weekly expected move. The other thing that I wanted to leave up, and I'm sad that I updated the daily expected moves, is in the title or in the opening here, I usually like to leave up today's day, the day of's daily expected moves, so you can kind of see how we react towards those levels, right? We come up towards that level, and that can be some of the best support and resistance. You guys know that I put most of my weight in the weekly expected moves and the monthly expected moves, but the daily expected moves can be some of the best support and resistances as well. So we're going to get back into those technicals today. We can talk a little bit about price action, but we don't have to talk about it too much because we talked a lot about that yesterday. So one thing you could do for me right now, like the video if you found some of that information helpful yesterday, but also tell me in those comments, really tell me if you enjoyed us going through a little bit more price action with the technicals this time around, and tell me if you like the fact that we've been giving out these daily expected moves here for IWM, just so I know for future reference. Let's get into the technicals though. Let's get started. So just a reminder here, in case some people are new, what we're doing is while the daily chart is still by that positive territory, and we do have potential reversal signals in the near term, we went over some things early on in the week over on Patreon, really just talking about the dollar and talking about why things might have some time to build a bull trap. Now, we obviously take that with a light grain of salt because the market can do what the market wants to do. But we said we're going to do our homework down in this area, right? Around these times, we were saying, let's do our homework because of expiration. We have made it through expiration at this point, but we still have some options expiration going on, so we can still see a little bit of funkiness. But what we're trying to figure out here is, can the daily chart curl up? And the probabilities for the daily chart being able to curl up and finally break out of this range we've been in for a few months now is really dependent on the 2-hour chart, right? The 2-hour chart being able to curl up and go positive. As of right now, the 2-hour chart is curled up. As of right now, you're kind of marking off almost like a double bottom at this point, but you're kind of going through that range time where it's like, hey, we could have a double top, we could have a double bottom. So reacting, trading like water, very important here because this still has some time before it's actually able to go positive. Failures are possible, right? If this rotates down, this is where we get into those technicals and really start to discuss moves and talk about risk, right? If I think that we're going to break this and make new all-time highs, that's perfectly fine where we stand. You need this to keep going and do what it's going to, what it's doing right now. You need it to keep being these bullish type of moves. You need this to really go positive. As it sits in negative territory or anywhere near that center line, like we kind of were here. See how we kind of go positive, but we're still close enough to that center line to go negative rather quickly. Even the failure back here, we pay attention to failures at this time, right? This means that if the 2-hour chart is able to curl down, we want to make sure to mitigate our risk towards any kind of upside. If the 2-hour chart is curled down on that MACD, it's kind of hard for that daily chart to get going, right? It just doesn't make sense. Momentum and price is going down. How is the daily chart going to confirm up? So really, this needs to remain, to keep doing what it's doing right now. We need that to go positive. If that rotates down, things do get risky. Now we kind of know some blatant thing that we can say, okay, if that curls down, I don't want to be bullish at that moment. But that being said, as we go into the 30-minute chart, how probable are we when we just made the first positive move, when we just took out that price action level to make the new high? And it's very likely at this point to make that higher low. And even the technicals kind of agree with that, being able to go positive right here. This is a pretty decently positive move. You have a little bit of room to that center line, but right now it's curled down. You want to see if this is able to retest and head higher. So as this is curled down, you have a little bit of space to that center line. We can consider our daily expected moves. 691.65 to the upside and 680.93 to the downside. So we do have a smaller amount of implied volatility, actually pretty good size, smaller implied volatility going into tomorrow, but we always talk about the right shoulder that could have been. I mean, if you've taken our one of our courses down there, that sale that just ended, right? We do talk about some of these boxes for price action. You can see that this could be utilized at this time. You come out of the zone, you're able to test back into it, and then maybe you're able to head higher. And that's the cool part about this box right now is a lot of the time you want to come and test the center of that. And the center of that is right at that daily expected move. So as we are curled down, if we do see further downside, then your daily expected move, the options market is saying watch 680.93, because if we come down to that area and confirm back up into positive territory, hey, it might just be that, a confirmation into positive territory. That means that this move over here can be very nice. But as that is curled down, I want to be patient and wait for that to actually confirm in the upward direction. If we're going to confirm in that upward direction right away, there's always a chance at getting a surprise, right? Being able to make a second standard deviation move. But to the upside, the options data, the options market is pricing in 691.65 with a 68% chance zone in here. So as it stands, if you're able to confirm to the upside here, all you're doing is extending this 30-minute further and further into positive territory, which means as this keeps going, if we continue to see curl ups here in positive territory and we don't keep rolling at this point and fail this, then this would say bulls have done a decent amount of work here to try to test these levels up in here. So we're really watching this at this point. It pretty much means if the 30-minute at any time is able to curl up, that would be a very good thing. But then we also keep our risky thing in mind in case we are wrong, right? Having a plan for if you're wrong, because I don't believe anything in markets you can be 100% on. You can just give yourself an edge by using a lot of these levels with the options data and using your skills with price action, using your skills with the technicals. So the technicals here with that 30-minute divergence suggesting the 2-hour can curl up. Now the 2-hour has curled up. So the technicals get it right. Price action is now on your side. And here's that dip down to potentially curl back up into positive territory for that 30-minute, which means that if that is able to take place, no failure with the 2-hour rolling here, then the 2-hour has a chance here to go positive. Now, this 2-hour becomes very important when talking about the Qs, right? The daily scale here is we want to see that curl up, but the Qs are still at a little bit more risk. But we've mentioned this with the Qs plenty of times with this type of move. This move here kind of got rid of any kind of major topping signal for the Qs. Now, the Qs did go through major disruption, but this is a big deal because you got rid of a lot of the macro signals by making that push. You can see the violation of all those divergences or lower highs, whatever you want to call them. You violated that with the previous move with the RSI. You actually violated it a little bit there on the MACD too. So if we can see that earnings caused some disruption here, and if we can see those reversal signals in the shorter time frames, what can I do to see if this daily is going to curl up? And then I want to monitor it while it's by that center line, right? I want to see a nice squeeze here is the truth, and a double bottom is very good for that. We see that the 2-hour chart is what we would really utilize here. So as we look at this, we see 612.40 to the upside. We see 599.18 to the downside. We're going to look at the 30-minute chart. Price action really coming in as well on the 30-minute chart. But if the 2-hour wants to get price action on its side, it's still going to have to take out this level of about 617.73. You're going to have to see a move above that. People will get bullish at one of those highs, and you can consolidate, you can pull back, you can do all kinds of things here. But at that point, you would have made a new high. Price action would be with you. But we do see something important from your indicators. The indicators here, the MACD able to make that higher low, and the RSI able to do it at the same time, telling you that this is a good high probability double bottom at this point. Now we still pay attention to risk. If the 2-hour MACD is able to confirm down here, where is it? It is negative territory, which means make a new low. We have not made the new high, so there's always risk if this rolls to go make a new low and maybe even test a monthly expected move. That is the risky thing, but the 30-minute chart isn't necessarily suggesting that that's going to be a big problem. In fact, according to price action, you have done what you need to do. The Qs here, the reason we were saying the Qs and technicals could roll here and make that next point down here, right? That's why we're paying attention to two types of scenarios going into today for the bulls. Was because you had a divergence on the MACD, but the RSI down here, if you really look at this, we violated that point. So we're just aware that rolling here one more time does make sense. But now that we have taken out those levels, now that the 30-minute MACD has been able to go positive and the RSI didn't have to go test those levels down there, we didn't have to test price down in these areas, this is a very good thing for bulls. You got a solid amount of buying here. And now, as far as price action goes, you would be paying attention to the middle of this bar. And that's exactly where you're at right now. So as we talk about bullish and bearish scenarios using the 30-minute, price action is on your side. The technicals are on the bull side as well as we look at this until we see further price action tomorrow. So if we want to continue in that downward direction, your daily expected move right around that 600. If we wanted to continue to the downside, but we curl back up into positive territory, as long as it's by that center line, you can see a nice positive move. And if you curl up, you can test the high, go make a new one. You're not guaranteed to go to the downside though, because if we get that bullishness to come in right away and this curls up here, you would be going further into a positive trend. There is still risk up in this area, right? The 2-hour chart needs to take out critical levels. But if the 30-minute is able to curl up while this is positive, you would be looking for that 612.40 as of tomorrow. So we will be watching this very carefully, but the bulls have done exactly one of the 2 scenarios they need to do to really start to build back here. And as long as we do not see failure, the failure of this being the 2-hour able to roll into negative territory or anywhere near the center line to go negative, then this looks very nice for that daily chart to be able to get going. So we'll monitor this very closely over the next few trading sessions to make sure that everything is remaining safe and sound for those bulls out there. The IWM, I hope you're enjoying IWM here. I just wanted to say that at the beginning because I want to make sure that people are getting information that they find helpful, right? I think that's the whole point of doing a YouTube channel and talking about these type of things, right? As a trader, I'm just trying to put out some information that has helped me for years and years and try to say it to you guys and talk about these topics to really help you understand them as I understand them now with years of practice behind them. So we were looking at that MACD by the center line. The 2-hour was able to get that solid confirmation. A lot of people saying too, one of the questions we got during the live video was like, hey, if I miss a confirmation, or sometimes it is good to use that 30-minute and say, when it does confirm, maybe I'll take a little bit, but if I get a 30-minute pullback and that confirms, I can re-add to that position, okay? So there's multiple ways, there's tons of ways, there's a million different ways to trade stocks, there's a million different ways to use options. But paying attention to these moves will really help you in any kind of strategy. 267.24 to the upside tomorrow, 260.74 to the downside. As of right now, the 2-hour is confirmed in positive territory. If that is able to roll, though, you notice it is really, it's positive, but it's really close to the center line. So if that is able to roll down, we have not made the new 2-hour high yet. So this is a point where you want to be watching this MACD very carefully. And if you see the 2-hour roll, you might be out for a moment. But then if that's able to whip back up while it's still by the center line, this is where trading like water can really help. But as it forms here, as we look at this, if the 2-hour chart were to confirm down, it's not necessarily a bullish thing right away. It's a moment where you have to take the risk off the table. Now, the 30-minute chart, though, was able to go more positive than the SPY, more positive than the Qs. This is very, very nice. The only problem is you have wiped out a lot of those buyers from today. So if you want to continue any kind of downside, you can pay attention to 260.74. You are still looking for this to maybe carve out that higher low anywhere up in this area. So if we wanted to come a little bit lower, come down into these areas, as long as we're making a higher point, we can always go test the high, go make a new one with that confirmation of the MACD by that center line. You don't have to head to the downside right away. We're looking for that reaction up for any kind of higher low in this area, which means we could make it right away. So a reaction here would be if the 30 minutes able to curl up here, then we should see that move, and the daily expected move is suggesting that could be another new high. We'll look out for divergences and anything like that, right, before we're able to take out those 2-hour critical levels. But this would say that in this area, if we keep making those higher lows, eventually you're going to probably go through a moment where you're able to squeeze through these type of levels and bulls can fully be taking back control. So the 30-minute looking very positive here for IWM. And we have to say thank you to IWM so much, especially for the futures for IWM, for the Russell 2000, giving us those reversal signals back here, making that move to the upside, carving out that higher low, and now you're saying, okay, confirmed, so we can go test the high and potentially go make a new one, and monitoring the 30-minute is a good thing to do during these times. Now, volatility, I don't think you're completely out of the woods yet. We talked about 2 moves from volatility, being able to turn up today and maybe making that divergence, or potentially going lower and then being able to maybe make a right shoulder that could have been with this left head right shoulder. You want to leave the divergence on the table for now because this is positive, right? If this curls up into positive territory, then, right, those if-then statements, if this curls up in positive territory, then I should be cautious, right? I shouldn't be making big bullish bets when volatility is curled up on the 2-hour chart. I would want to see that roll down with the lower high. I would want to see that roll down with some kind of divergence. So something like this can happen where you remember those daily expected moves for the SPY and the Qs where we're saying, hey, we're kind of up here. If we want to come down with that 30-minute and then confirm up into positive territory, well, then the VIX would actually be potentially popping early on tomorrow, and we'd want to see that lower high proven. So we want to make sure to be very reactive at these times. We are still in the middle of that range. The reason we want to see a lower high, the reason we want to see a 2-hour divergence in some way here is so we can see if the daily chart is going to confirm down. If the daily chart is able to confirm down, that is usually a good sign that we are going to experience some kind of squeeze. So we're really watching this very carefully. Let's go look, right? We like to do our homework even on the VIX. We like to see how probable, are we getting any kind of hint that the 30-minute chart is telling us that the 2-hour chart has a good probability to go like this tomorrow, because that will be a good hint of like, hey, watch your risk. As we look at this, we can kind of, blow up this MACD just a little bit down here and see there is a divergence here. So you do have one thing really here telling you, hey, this is still at risk of seeing that 2-hour move to the upside. So a lower dip can still make sense here, but you are not seeing that on the RSI at the same time. I like it to show at the same time, right? Same time means more probability, right? Same time means more reasons, more arguments for a certain move happening, and price action has not taken out those levels. I know it's not a price, it's a reading, but I still like to do that with volatility. In fact, if we do that with volatility using the 2-hour chart, then we would say we took out some critical levels in here, but we really would like to take out all these levels in here to be kind of satisfied with this. So as of right now, the 30-minute chart has some sort of reversal signal down there for VIX. It's not a guarantee, but the things we went over for the SPY are going to be very good to watch for, and volatility is suggesting to, yes, watch if this curls up at any point, maybe watch for divergences up in these areas with these strong sellers, but for now, if volatility wants to give us that lower, higher divergence, we could see that move down to that daily expected move before we're able to confirm up into positive territory. People will think it's very, very bearish, maybe if we're heading to the downside in any way, but you see left head, right shoulder, you see the break of the level to give you the price action on your side, and maybe we create that right shoulder that could have been. So we're going to watch this very carefully. I hope that you're enjoying some of the information you're getting here because it is actually helpful to your trading, and I hope you have all the luck in the world with your trades tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. Peace out.